I know some people think I didn't have it yesterday, but it went down yesterday. And guess what? I'm able to send out pictures now. It took me a while, but they activated the picture. Let's see, did it go out? Alright, so let's go and get this show up and started. Family, I need to welcome you to the congregation of Imani, where your hustle builds muscle. This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. You was kind of late there, girl. This is a Heart of December production, and this is the Daily Toast. Well, you know we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Come on, drink your water, but first, drink your water. Take your breath and drink your water. Take your breath and drink your water. Take your breath, stop before you cut yourself. Drink. Or should we say, breathe, then drink. Now grab your glass with that water. Get your container of that water. Get it right in your hand. Listen for your water. Drink. Live, pour, then drink. Shouts out to Mr. Miller. Move your body and drink some water. Stretch. Move your body and drink some water. Move your body and drink some water. Stretch out. Move your body. Drink. Move, then drink. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Fast, just raise your glass. Drink. Live, toast, then drink. Shouts out to Brother Kwame. Take your breath and drink some water. Lift and pour yourself some water. Move your body for some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, live, move, toast. Breathe, live, move, toast. Take your breath. Live and pour. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Break down. Bring it up with me, fam. Drink. Drink, drink, drink. Alright, family, what's going on? I think I got the kinks worked out of the phone call piece. We're going to be able to kick off the lines. We're going to open up the lines and have a couple minutes to talk before we get up out of here. Don't cut yourself, Gina. Shasha, I just asked her to put the knife down. You're cutting right towards your foot. What are y'all doing?
We're making crafts right now.
Oh, you make okay. Oh, I prefer, yeah, but I'm not feeling safe with those scissors or that knife. The real life here, Gye-Nyame Journey. Right now, my eyes is I can't see clear. I don't know if I need my glasses. I got my glasses, but I've been up catching up on some DC stuff. I've been watching some stuff, and man, I just been laid back. I did do a show yesterday. Brother Kwame said he didn't see the show yesterday. I don't know what's that about. So hopefully the word is getting out. I didn't send out the black signal though yesterday. I sent out the black signal today. Like I said, once again, we're gonna open it up so that we can have some conversation. I had to change the method in which I do my calls. So you still call the same number. And I think we might have I think I might got something that's working just a little bit better. But, it took some time for me to figure it out because yesterday I was kind of unclear because I woke up and the SIM card was missing. I'm like, why my damn SIM card missing? And now I'm not getting a signal on one of my tablets, and I need to know what that's about. But it's still working. So we're live up on Spreaker, Facebook, and some other, no black signal, and no notice that the show even played yesterday. What? Now, even on Facebook, because I'm wearing the same clothes, so, well, not these clothes, but the same clothes I wore today. Before we went to Detroit, we had a great time. I'm going to be putting a video together and be looking out for another Gina G and Shasha Mosh project.
Gye-Nyame Girls.
Oh, Gye-Nyame Girls. They done changed the name of the show. The Gye-Nyame Girls, they're going to have a show. So, I like that title, Shasha. Did you come up with that?
No, you did.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, the Gye-Nyame Girls is going to be having another show where they are at the African American Museum or ADOS Museum up in Detroit. With some of the stuff that they did. I'm glad they had a real good time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the toast, and then I'll post a number. If anybody want to have a conversation, we can have a conversation. There's a whole bunch of stuff out here bubbling right now. We know the whole ADOS movement, ADOS, as some people say, is under attack. And yesterday I was just flustered. I couldn't get nothing together. I wake up, my SIM card gone. I just got done watching the interview with Talib Kweli on Boyce Watkins' show with Vicky Dillard, and I was oh my god. I mean, it's just family, just working with the family, working with the people. It get kind of hard, especially when this petty shit just keeps popping up, right? And it's like you could almost see the gold ring, and you're reaching for the ring, and all of a sudden somebody's hand just come and knock the ring out your way, and you be like, what in the world? What just happened? You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm seeing this whole thing, and I just can't believe it. The only thing I can say is why, Kweli, Talib, why? I don't understand. This motherfucker basically declared war on anybody that's ADOS. I just don't understand it. Anybody that claim ADOS, he just declared war. And I don't think people really be understanding that, And maybe because I've been there. You get so emotionally involved in something that you can't see that you're walking down the path, the very same path that others before you have walked. And seeing the things that's happening, because the very same things that's happening right now are the very same things that was happening in the 80s, 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s. The exact same thing, fam. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, I don't understand. You know, we supposed to be getting smarter. But no, it's like, nah, you know. So now you got to double check and see. Didn't show a notice even on my notifications page. Hey, Kwame, that means we doing something right, brother. But you did get the message today. So, I don't know what's going on with that, but we know, you know, it's a lot of madness in the world right now. So, let's get up here. Let's celebrate these ancestors, and let's toast. You know, keep our pledge and keep moving. But we did have the show yesterday, brother. I got documented proof.
Should I have been drinking that during the show?
For those new to the broadcast, or new to the show, understand that, you know what I'm saying, we toast our personal ancestors on this show on a daily basis, and you're more than welcome to join us. You're more than welcome to post up your ancestors. There's several different ways to do it. First way is, if you're on the podcast right now, you're on the broadcast right now, you go on and hit me up in the chat. If it pops up, I'll read their name. Yeah, I agree with you, Brother Kwame. He has become confused about who his true enemy is, right? But he's not by himself. He's not by himself. This might be something we might need to discuss on today's show, being that it is Easter, right? You know, symbolically, a couple of days ago, Judas. I mean, because this shit is happening in the weekend. A few days ago, Judas betrayed Christ. Right? You know what I'm saying? And it's, you know what I'm saying, same shit been going on over and over and over again. It's always somebody, and you know, and so now I'm understanding how it's happening with the whole emotional piece. You know, we get tied up with the emotions. You hurt my feelings, so I have to destroy you or in some form or fashion. And we can see this happening. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I'm going to open the lines up. Now, I'm going to open up the lines after we get done with the toast. So, family get ready. Ready. Brother Kwame say, maybe I have been knocked off the list. You didn't get a black signal either? You got an Apple. And I did send an MMS message. It's not an SMS today, it's an MMS. I wonder if that would be different. You got my text from my phone too today. So I don't know what's going on, Kwame. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we've been blocked, brother. Congratulations, brother. We made it on the list. Because I just seen that one of the networks that I was on just dropped me. And I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, I'm not concerned with it, but I don't know what's up with that. Because we was on... We was being broadcast on one of the radio stations that iHeartRadio. My iHeartRadio piece has been dropped off, so I don't know. It's a beautiful thing, though. So we're going to get us a little bit of this ambrosia.
Then we're going to get up out of here.
Here, just Shasha Mosh.
Huh?
I told you I don't want y'all messing with that knife. I mean, this is the third time. Real life here, Gye-Nyame journey. Hey, Sasha, put that in the sink. That was a good job, girl. All right, today I'm going to switch out, take the scobies up out of the ambrosia, and let it sit for about 3 days. And
3?
Yeah, let it breathe for about 3 to 4 days.
Or 5. Did you do the tea?
I need to make. You already did the tea, been done. So now I need to make my special. Well, yeah. Kwame, if you want yours, I gotta make your special mixture. Somebody wants some lemon lime, so I got a bucket for that. We'll get it together. So, family first, giving honor to the Creator by whatever name you choose to call that Creator. We lift up our glass, we salute that Creator by whatever name you choose to call that Creator, and we say,
Ashe.
thank you, Mosh. From there, we move to our list of our illustrious ancestors, celebrating them on a daily basis, right? Nobody said it would be easy. Nobody said it would be comfortable. We just said that we would do it. Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert and Texana Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilley, Georgia and William Walter, Christopher Pendergast, and Lena, Chris Fiend, Cleveland and Geneva Brown. Margaret Ellis, that's right. Wash Ellis. Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown. Gina, thank you. Sasha Mosh. Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan Wright, John Fallard, Montague Pittman L, Normal X, Pet Ra, Malika Facourt, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Bropro, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pulliam, the Luxor Brother, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Perja Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Jennifer Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Triggs, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin. Be careful with that knife.
We are.
Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Renderman. Put the knife in the sink. We done with the knife. Derek Renderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sam Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bert Beatty, Sarah Weatherby, the Farmer, Argosa Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Theolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Keisha Larice, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bolton, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Heather Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mae Moss, Ophelia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, Essie Johnson, Dorita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hagley Vester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martinier, Elder Amatep Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howe, Franklin Russell Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Mina Triggs, Reverend Hetty Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy M. Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Elimon Aries, Jean and Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan. Brother Kwame say, I most certainly want my Kwame drink. I will let you know if Mom is ready for her next gallon bottle of the original. Let me know, man, because once I get to the mall, if I don't put it to the side, and I know I got some fresh burdock root. I was at Saragata the other day, and I found some burdock root. I used to wonder, because I told when I first was interested in gardening, I told people I wanted to grow my own burdock root. And one lady said, I don't know if you want to grow that burdock because it never leaves your garden and the roots go to hell. Kwame, I am sitting here holding a burdock root that is about 4 feet long. So this batch will have fresh burdock For those that don't know the healing properties of burdock, you need to really check it out. This is one of those king herbs. You know what I'm saying? This one, it stands toe to toe with dandelion root. And I got look at that root. Look how long that damn root is. I mean, incredible. Incredible. So it does kind of grow down the hill. And I wonder how they was able to pull this whole damn root up out of the ground. Alright? So you're going to have, like, because usually I use dry burdock, but this time we're going to use undried burdock. So it might be a little bit bitter. Alright? So I'm going to have to chew on some of this myself, though. You can't have all this, Kwame. Alright, back to the ancestors. William Walter West. Nigella Parrish.
Gina Gang.
Nigella Parrish, Elder Basiji Fulani, Jim Robinson.
Gina Gang.
Gladys Johnson. Okay. Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Waters, DeFriedis Hines, Inez Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scannell-Berry, Wilson Headley, Elma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbert Longmire, Edith Catney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nalon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensenbaugh, Hazel Gasson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons. Oh, Kwame. Now I know why you might have not got the... Because I didn't send all words. I sent mainly a picture. So I don't know how your phone will handle an MMS if I sent it out. So you might want to check and see, did you get a text at all? Because I see a text went out, right? And all it had was a link and a picture. So I remember that when I'm sending out those MMSs, okay? Where we are... Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensenbaugh, Hazel Gasson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word I, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Irving, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Mina Robinson, May Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Cleavis, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eulin Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet Tubman Cates, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Hatch Sr., Mally Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Doretha Ross, Viola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Lily Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cofer, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heap Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Albert Molly, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Ellerton Houston, Ned Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, and West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, and Pierce Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Ben Braun, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Amy Laura Newton, J.B. Froggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Barbara Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, a hammer, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Muriel Alice, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Reed Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Irvin, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Irvin Sr., Michael Irvin, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rashawn Easley, Javea McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekamaha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lloyd Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Oliver, Mazarin Coper, George Swan, Imani Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. Let's keep it moving. Joella Giles, James Carswell, Liberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis, Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James and Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shank Lewis, Ronald Shelton Jr., Damian Top, Westina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Cundiff, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joy, Ryan Ross Riggins, Jamonte, Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McHale, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Quasi Sample, Candace Simmons, Severin Clayton, Leonard Jones, Melvin Scott Sr., Elder Clarence Lumpkin, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacy Trice, Denisa Gorey, Nathaniel Hassan Turner, Khaled Isen, also known as Nigel Turner, Demetrius Lewis Flint, Alberta Woods, Geneva Simmons, Daniel Tilley, Angeline Gant, Sharifa, Oscar Kane, Audrey Gripper, Dominique Nichols, Ruth Elaine Johnson. We lift up our glass to all of those ancestors, and we salute and we say Ashe. From there we move to our present moment. Of course, y'all know we are celebrating and we are moving in the present moment, family. And you know what this moment is? We are on Imani, so activate those reticular formations. We're going to seek our faith on this day. We're lifting up our glass and we're saluting this moment and maintaining the pact we have with our ancestors. And by doing so, we are also maintaining the pact we have with our future generations. For those that don't speak the language, Imani means faith. Harmony is the mighty principle of the day. Trust is the M7 of the day. Red is the color. Couldn't find my red shirt. It is what it is. Gender, right, is the Hermetic law. Male name for the day is Kwesi. Female is Akasua. Sasha, go and get your hair done so we get out of here. Lift up our glass and we salute this moment and we say Ashe. We move to the future. And what's in the future, we toast those future generation, our children. That's over here cutting stuff, looking kind of dangerous. Our children's children, our children's children's children, on to infinity, lifting up our glass, saluting the generations yet to come to infinity, family. It's a beautiful thing, right? We are laying the foundation as we speak, right? This is why some of us have said in our mind that we're going to continue creating these cultural stabilizing holidays and situations where we have to come together as a culture. We lift up our glass and we say, Ashe, what's up? What is this? What is it?
It's a house for dolls and it turns into a plane.
And it turns into a what? A plane. A house that turns into a plane? Okay, that's how. We lift up our glass and we salute and we say Ashe and we toast Gina and her creativity in creating a flying house. Hey, you know, men buying their own rockets and shooting to the stars was just a dream. A couple of years ago, starting their own car companies, you know what I'm saying, and competing with the big dogs, and digging holes up underground to put train stations in them. We lifted up. Dominique Nichols was one of my wife's former students. Oh, she's on the list. Kwesi put her on the list. We lift up our glass and we salute all those ancestors and we say, Ashe. And we also salute those future generations. From their family, we move to all of our relations and we say, Ashe. From all our relations, this toast right here for you. Come on now. Y'all know how it is. What is it you need in this moment to be the greatest? We say, Ashe. Last but not least, we move to toast the most magnificent, incredible, inspiring, multi-talented, uplifting, strong, unifying individual in the room. You know who that is? That's you. We toast you. We say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. All right, family, I'm about to open up the lines. Let me go and type it in. Let y'all know the number. Call in lines. Give me a second. And call in lines are open.
614.
What is it, Gina?
614.
556-4535. 556-4535. Let's go and get it on. Let's get it on. So y'all see I gotta use my tablet now because my mic in my camera went out and we haven't even been using it all like that. That's whack, right?
Yeah.
But we'll be able to get HD calls. Put that down. That's a mic. So the lines are open. 614-556-4535.
Wait for the others to join.
Let me turn it up a little bit.
I'm going to entertain them.
There we go. Like I said, I keep the lines open for a couple of minutes. Call in lines
I'm going to entertain them.
are open.
I've been wanting to see what's in here.
614-556-4535. Wow. Let's get it. Alright, so I'm going to give you a couple of seconds for those that are interested in calling in and having this conversation about whatever direction y'all want to take it. It's on you. So what you gonna do?
No, it's my show now.
Oh, it's Gina's show now? Alright, so let me go on. Let's play a little bit of music.
No, I'm going to entertain them.
Well, how you gonna entertain? What you gonna do? Come on now. If you're gonna entertain them, you can't be hesitating. So we'll play a little what's this? Nah, I don't want that.
Did you rap that?
Nah, I ain't rap that. Let's go. Let's do a mind stopper. This is an old story that I did years ago. Those that are interested.
No.
This is Brother Hatem, and I am coming to you live on Folk Tales for Grown Folks. Well, actually, it's not live. I'm experimenting with some new technology that I have.
556.
I upgraded my phone.
4535.
And I'm trying to integrate my phone into my radio shows like I've been doing, but I want to try it in a different way. But this is the story of the day, and I call this one of my mind stoppers. I'm going to use this motif in different ways, but I'm going to just use it like this, so bear with me as I tell the story. We have a 65-year-old man, and he's sitting in a bar with his friends. He's sitting with his friends talking about this young girl that he, quote-unquote, knocked off earlier in the day. He hooked up with her. She was 20 years old, and they had sex. And, of course, this old man, he didn't use any protection. It just so happened that another woman walks into the bar, and she's 40 years old. And this old man shoots game at this 40-year-old woman and end up sleeping with her that night. So he slept with a 20-year-old earlier in the day, took some Viagra, and slept with the 40-year-old on that day, of course not using any protection, and he goes home. So 7 months down the line, he gets a call from the 40-year-old who says that she's pregnant and she's going to keep the baby regardless of what he thinks. Maybe 5 days later, he get a call from the younger girl talking about she was 7 months pregnant and she was going to keep the baby. What he does is he decides that, he been a player his whole life, so he decides he's going to settle down. So he don't want to settle down with a 20-year-old because that's going to be too much like raising a daughter. Then he should have stopped with her in the first place, right? But anyway, he decides he's going to settle down with the 40-year-old. So he hooks up with the 40-year-old and he explains his situation. At the same time she's pregnant, there's another girl pregnant. 40-year-old woman is cool with that and she's willing to work it out. So what he does is he arranged for both of them to meet because he wants his children to be able to play together without any issues, without any craziness.
I have to get up on my Facebook. Hold
the
on.
young girl comes over, and lo and behold,
614.
the young girl is the daughter of the 40-year-old woman. Now, that's not the brain stopper because I'm.
All right, 614-556-4535. Once again, that's 614-556-4535.
Bring the brain stopper onto you. Now, so it so happens that after he make it through this rough shot right here, this rough spot, the women had the babies. He's still hooked up with the 40-year-old. He solved the issue, and because he didn't know, you know what I'm saying? They didn't know. It just happened. So they work it out. Well, farther on down the line, he finds out that he went to high school with the 40-year-old's mother. And she just happened to be his girlfriend in high school. And right when he left high school, he went straight to the military. So him and her hooked up before he left. He lost all contact with her because he stayed in the military for 10 years. She didn't contact him or anything, but he found out that she had a daughter. And guess what? The daughter was the 40-year-old woman that he's got pregnant or that he just had a child by. Now, here's the mind stopper. We know the relationship of the man and all the women, but this is my question to you. What is the relationship between the two children? How are they related? Think about it. This is called a mind stopper. If you come up with an answer or an idea, hit me up and let me know. Alright, this is Brother Hatim, and this is Folk Tales for Grown Folks. Peace.
Alright, Sister Kim, you on the line?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Let me see if I can turn it up a little bit so everybody can hear you. What's going on?
Oh, I'm over here dealing with the heat.
Hey, for some of us, that's a good problem to have. She lives in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. Got it all together. Got it all down.
Yep.
This is our correspondent from Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso. So what's on your mind, Sister Kim? Because I know you always got some good stuff coming from the perspective outside of the country.
Oh, my God. I got so many things on my mind. Most recently about the attack in Sri Lanka. I know it's not Africa, but I woke up this morning and I saw that, and my heart just stopped, to see how they could do an orchestrated attack like that. 8 different locations in the country, different cities in the country.
What?
So I just thought that really devastating, and my heart goes out to the people of Sri Lanka. I went there. I visited there in 2017 with my family. I was there for 10 days. And it was wonderful. What can I say? Okay, let me tell you how good it was. When we got off the train and we were from Colombo to Negombo, where they did one of the attacks, and the taxi driver, which is like a tuk-tuk driver, he took us to our hotel. Just having a general conversation and small talk. So he takes us to our hotel, and so the next day we want to go sightseeing. So my husband was like, he seems like a nice guy. Let's call him. So we called him. He picked us up. He took us sightseeing. Next thing you know, he's like, are you hungry? We were like, sure. He's like, come to my house and eat. We ended up eating at his house 3 times during the time we were in Sri Lanka. His daughter, his wife, gave my daughter a beautiful sari. She gave it to us. The people were so nice and so open. My husband is African, and it's true, a lot of Asian countries do act funny with Africans, but not them. They were like, my brother, we all the same. You black, we black. I mean, I was like, wow. It was really sad to see that happen, and I hope, they recover. Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. Man, so you said it was...
I just hope they recover. So that's...
You said there was 8 synchronized attacks? Hello? Uh-oh, Sister Kim might have dropped off. Or hopefully I didn't drop off. Somebody else is there? Hello?
Yes, Quasi. I called in to listen.
Okay, cool. So you just listening in. How you doing? You getting ready for your show?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. So, and I know some other stuff. I mean, because I didn't even look at the news this morning. So now there's some type of attack in Sri Lanka, and we got to get behind that and see and look into it a little bit more. I can't speak on it because I really don't know what's going on with that whole piece. But like I said, lines are open. It's our time to have. This our time for our toast and our talk. So some people out there got some other stuff on your mind. By all means, feel free to call in and let's have a conversation. I'm doing it a little bit different now. The sound is not as high as I thought, so I'm going to have to, next time I might have to change to the new speaker I got, because I thought this speaker would be able to produce a louder sound so that y'all can hear. I don't know if y'all can hear it very well, but Sister Kim was talking about the attacks in Sri Lanka, and then when she come back, we'll continue the conversation. Now,
I'm back. Hey, I'm back.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't know what you didn't hear. I couldn't tell when it dropped off.
Well, you have finished the story about when you and your family was in Sri Lanka, and you finished the dinner part, and you said your heart went out, and I just asked the question: how many simultaneous attacks were there? I mean, these was.
Can I entertain?
You still there? All right, she fell off again. So now, somebody fell off the line. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, there you go. Uh-oh. But somebody called back in. Are you back?
Hello?
Yes. Are you back?
I'm back. I can't tell when it drops off. I just don't hear anything.
Right. So, but go, so what else is on your mind?
Oh, gosh. That's on my mind. And I've been trying to keep up with the whole HOS backlash. But I think people who are dealing with it are doing a really excellent job handling their business. So I'm really, I feel good. I feel protected. I'm not worried about, what's going to happen right now. And I'm doing my part. Like, I talk to people here, and I explain stuff to people here. So I think we got to all do our part. Wherever you are, you have to explain who you are and how significant you are in America. And I do.
Yeah, keep spreading the word, family. You know what I'm saying? And basically, that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? We bring people together, like-minded, different-minded, don't matter. You know what I'm saying? We share that information. we had a trip up to the African American History Museum, or you could say ADOS, right? ADOS Museum, right? Where they was in detail going through what was going on for us historically. And it was a good experience to go there and experience it after this whole new way of looking at history. See, because what a lot of people don't understand is that when you really start looking at the numbers and you really start understanding you being closed out of America purposefully, even though you knew it before, right? But you thought it was just it's because of it's all dark people. You know what I'm saying? But when you are able to really identify that this was something that specifically happened to you, even though you always knew it, it's just because of like for example, I hear people get upset and be like ADOS and black people. You know, there's an issue with Pan-Africanism. There's an issue with black people, and as people want to use these general terms to describe your struggle, you know what I'm saying? And it's like it don't fit, and it's confusing. And when you are able to break those scales off your eyes and really start looking at the world from your perspective, family, the challenge is to really, really, really start learning to look at the world from our perspective, from the angle that we are looking at it in. Because for a long time, we have been up under an illusion. And you can't practice Maya. I don't give a damn how spiritual you are if you have not learned to distinguish the real from the unreal. You know what I'm saying? It's like I was in one of those movies for a long time, and in the movie, I was fighting crime, and I was a superhero in the movie, and then all of a sudden, I mean, let me just paint the picture of the movie. In the movie, you have a character that is on some type of mental trip where they're passed out, but in their mind, everything is real, everything is happening, right? And it's sort of like that's how I was. And now I'm like, boom, I'm awake. I'm like, God damn, hold on. So all that shit didn't happen like that. So now I got to go back and I have to pull my lens out and look at history a little bit different. And people get upset when you do that because, one, you're claiming your identity, man. You understand what I'm saying? It's like boom. Oh, wait, no, this ain't all of us, right? I got to be very specific. Nah, you ain't on the team. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody want to get benefits. Nobody want any of the downside. And if they could pass all the downside to you, that's what they're going to do. What do you mean by the downside, Brother Hatem? All right. Sister Kim said the Wi-Fi won't let her talk. All the downside. Family, we have people benefiting off of the foundation that our ancestors laid. Eating off the plate that your ancestor made. The plate that's set on the table that your ancestor designed. Sitting in the chairs that your ancestors built. In the house that your ancestors erected. On the floor that your ancestors laid. We got to be very clear about this shit. Right? And on top of that, the very ground on which the house stands is your ancestors' burial plot. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you really start thinking about it, it's like it's hurtful to other people. Go ahead. Hello? It's very hurtful to people because nobody wants you to get your due. Because it don't benefit them. Understand that? So, and when you start taking it back and you start looking at it, people start getting offended because you was letting us do this all these years. They go to the teenage arguments. Well, we've been doing this. Huh? No, it's a baby on the line. What's going on, baby? Who that? Gina. What's up, Gina? Gina, you called in?
Yeah, she did.
Oh my God. Gina on the line, y'all. Alright. So, now, this whole issue, we already kind of discussed the whole issue with the Talib Kweli piece, so we don't necessarily have to get into that unless y'all really want to get into that. But there was an interview, a very interesting interview on Boyce Watkins. And I can't put my finger on it, man, but there's something about Brother Boyce Watkins that is just, and before I speak out, I got to put my finger on it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because it's like I'm hearing them, and it's sort of like at one point in my life, I was trying to do the peaceful. I mean, I'm still pretty peaceful, but I had my brothers, all my young warriors that was with me. You know what I'm saying? They basically would do what I asked them. I didn't have to tell them. They would do what I asked them. So there was a serious issue that was going on in the neighborhood. One of the Gye-Nyame, one of the Gye-Nyame boys at that time got jumped. I don't know who the woman is that's suing Boyce. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not really as interested in that as I am with the whole idea of, I don't know where he stands. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like he falls out with a lot of people, but he don't never say directly that he fell out with them or that he, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I need to know where you stand. You understand what I'm saying? And it's kind of so, with people like that, I gotta kind of distance myself because you don't know whether they're gonna turn on you at a crucial time or not. Brother Kwame say he proposes that we invest in the very companies that would have us enslaved, which, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't even that advice that bothers me. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even the whole, because I'm not totally one to say sit around and wait for reparations. I've never been that. I'm with. There are things that we can do. There's things that we can do. We need to be doing them, but we still need to be pursuing what we are owed legally, what we have the right to. So I am a full believer in being able to invest in the build, and I mean, because I can't claim to be a nation builder and be waiting for another nation, somebody that treats me like an outsider to provide me with something. You know what I'm saying? Gina, get off the phone. It's real life at Gye-Nyame Journey. So it ain't his investment piece that bothers me. But anyway, back to my story with my young dude. So rather than trying to fight, the dude listened to some of the stuff I said, and all my sons and brothers was out there in a parking lot, and he reached out to shake the dude's hand. The brother acted like he was going to shake his hand and busted him in the face. Right? So, you know, even because I was a lot older than all of them, even with that, I had to jump up and get ready to run in. He like, no, it's cool. He mad. You know what I'm saying? So he like, yo, you know, we go one-on-one. And then one of the dude's boy stepped up, and he walked up and said, no, he ain't got to be like that. And he stuck his hand out. Right? My brother like, cool. He stuck his hand out. As soon as he stuck his hand out, this motherfucker tried to take his head off. Right? And at that time, it was fucking, ain't no more shaking hands, ain't no more of that shit. I'm sorry that I told you that shit. Ripped him a new asshole. Get it. Let's get it. Wherever we go, let's take it because, you know what I'm saying? Get the brother. Let's go. Boom. Let's get him. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole piece was, you know, it's like boom. And it's like, when I'm dealing with somebody like, or I'm looking at somebody talking like that, like Boyce talks, it almost reminds me of that, hey friend, pow! You know, we don't get along, we've been boom, boom, pow! You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and I'm listening to the argument, it's almost like he's trying to position himself somewhere that he might not fit. He's trying to force something that might not fit. And it's almost like he's saying sometimes, I'm ADOS, nah, type shit like that. And I'm sitting up here like, God damn. And I'm listening to this and it boggles my mind and it bothers me. Right? You know, but I'm gonna let it play out because like I said, that whole piece between them, that, you know, because people screaming all this leadership shit, you know what I'm saying, and all this, and it's like it's like you have tribes. Boyce really does not have our best interests. In 2014 or 2015, I text Boyce on Facebook. He told me that we should use our 401ks to start a business. That is the worst advice. Well, I mean, if it worked for him, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, yo, because I mean, it's like, I can understand that advice, and even with that advice, I can't dislike him. You know what I'm saying? I can't dislike him, but when I listen to him talking, it's almost like 1 minute I'm on this side, next minute I'm on it. It's a flip-floppy type thing. And then saying shit like, you know what I'm saying? You're your own black leader. We don't need black leaders. Shit like that. You see? Because it's like, no, we can all be intelligent, but we do understand that at some point in time, right? At some point in time, there's going to have to be an order that emerges so that we can hang on to what we have. You cannot get any benefits and hold on to them in a chaotic state. There has to be an order established. There has to be codes established. See, because 1 minute you talk code, the next minute everybody can do what they do. You no, that shit is not possible. You know what I'm saying? You can't have a code and you can't, you know what I'm saying? Unless you're going to make the code do you, which means that everybody is out for themselves. Get the bag type mentality. And that's some shit we got to get away from. And maybe that's it. Maybe deep down inside I might be sensing somebody who just want the bag. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, my spidey senses are tingling and shit. Especially after that conversation with Brother Talib, where he declared war on anybody that wants to take the hashtag ADOS, which I don't even understand that shit. I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? And everything is not for me to understand. But the whole piece is, why would you declare war because you had a little beef with one person? She responded to you, and it hurt your ego, because this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a hurt ego. You know what I'm saying? Well, they should have approached me like this and blah, blah, blah. Well, you can't determine how somebody, you know what I'm saying? But in the same token, they can't determine how you respond. So I can dig it. But taking it all the way to where it's like, if you are ADOS, you are my enemy. Nigga, I done bought a couple of your albums. How the fuck I'm your enemy? I'm your Patreon, nigga. I don't understand this shit. I mean, I don't, you know what I'm saying? And see, and now, what that makes clear for me is this whole decadent veil thing that Antonio Moore is talking about. These niggas, some of these niggas are so far removed from reality that they really do not see black life imploding. Sister Kim says, Boyce had a role in the new black media. So many people started through him. That's true. You know what I'm saying? Now, because like I said, he was one of the reasons that I started listening to Yvette at first anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like a military, no organization, no success. That's Brother Kwame. He's a child of his environment. Wow. That you talking about Talib or you talking about Boyce? Because maybe it's both. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I mean, maybe because he close to my age. He's somewhere around Quasi's age. He might be. He's in his 40s. Quasi's not in his 40s yet. So I understand that warrior energy, but to blatantly see, because especially in this type of time that we in right now, to blatantly say that you are at war with a faction of your people. I mean, like blatantly, because you do have some people that don't have all the screws there. That don't make no goddamn sense, especially with this shit that just happened in California. I don't understand. And speaking of that, now I haven't heard a whole Nipsey Hussle song yet. But I could recognize a builder. A builder recognized a builder. This nigga was over in his neighborhood building. I have been in the game as long as some other people in the game. And he got his hands on some very expensive real estate. Right? And I understand real estate is expensive in New York. And now I have to kind of question, especially when some of these young or some of these older rappers is coming out screaming like Brother Talib, if this young nigga Nipsey was able to do the shit he was doing, right? Please show me that you're doing more. I mean, especially since you so feisty about declaring war on niggas. I can't understand it. Right? Sister Kim say, I thought that Boyce and the New Black Media should have consolidated all acts for donations. It would have been better if it would. See, now, this is the issue, Sister Kim. In the battle that we're up in right now, centralization may be the worst thing that we can do. Centralization is good now for because like Tariq got his crew, Boyce got his crew, Yvette got her crew, Tone Talks got his crew, or maybe Yvette Tones is the same crew, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Tariq got his, Professor Black Troop got his, and then a lot of us flow in between all those, and then there's other people outside of that right now. And one of the best ways to beat a giant, right? Especially when you're smaller, is to attack in tandem with other groups, other like-minded groups, right? I seen I used to watch years ago. I used to watch or listen to Coast to Coast, and I can't remember where we was going. It was a long ass trip, and I don't know whether it was I can't remember what was the dude's name that they said bombed the towers. The bomb in 911 did the whole 911. They held him responsible for that. They hid out in Afghanistan supposedly for a long time. Well, anyway, they did a price comparison on the show, and they said, listen, this is how they're going to beat the United States. Bin Laden, in order to bomb the towers and to train the people that supposedly bombed the towers, they spent $1 million. But the war that America has launched on them has costed America $500 billion. This was back then. So $1 million from a decentralized group shot in one specific direction correctly, and everything just happened to line up. Boom! If you believe it happened like that. I know a lot of those conspiracy people. Please don't hit my timeline with all that conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. But boom! then all of a sudden the large organization, in order to try to get this smaller organization, has to expend massive amounts of money and resources to try to stop this group. Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and all the other groups work well because they work as unified cells of an objective, not cells of a single body. So you could take out one, but the others will adapt and overcome the methods that you use to take out the one. You understand? When you centralize, you bring everything into one place where everybody can become a target. It's easier for me to get you. You know what I'm saying? Centralized doesn't work if you're small and broke. You know what I'm saying? When you don't have the political capital to protect yourself, being spread out in the way that we are, and to be reaching people in the way that we are, and to have the black media doing what they do. Because to say like the black media, who is the black media? That's just a term. That's not an actual group. You understand what I'm saying? It's a term that a lot of people can fit up under, right? Because in some cases, you listen to some people, it was the voices of black media that forced the idea of reparations. You know what I'm saying? Now, the question you got to ask is, does Tone Talks and Yvette Carnell consider themselves part of the quote-unquote black media? Black media is a concept, it's an idea. It's not a centralized organization. Unfortunately, our decentralized cells spend too much time attacking one another. But that's how it starts. You got to sharpen your blade somewhere. That's called practice. Kwame, unfortunately, that's called practice. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't like it, but it's part of the process. And even in attacking each other, the message is still getting out. Because you got a lot of people that's being turned off. Right now, there's somebody that's listening to the interview with Talib Kweli that's turned off by him, that's turned off by the whole other side of that. And it's like, boom, new thoughts sparked in their mind. It often takes that conflict and that struggle. Out of that conflict and that struggle comes strength and comes ideas. If you know what I'm saying, if we was living in harmony, you know what I'm saying, like we were, because for a long time we was living in the idea of harmony, in a Pan-African, we all black peace. And it took some young people come in and be like, psh, that shit ain't, psh, Pan-Africanism is dead, psh, this slamming shit. You know what I'm saying? Boys walking is garbage, psh, psh, breaking all that. This do for self shit, pow. It took somebody coming in being like, God damn, wow, wait, you can't say that, but damn, let me think about that. You understand what I'm saying? It takes the unconventional sometime to get us to really, really start moving. It takes different ideas, uncomfortable approaches. People that makes us. This is why I say it as Gye-Nyame, we gonna have to get used to when we walk in the room making people feel uncomfortable. Right? We was at the Detroit Museum, and we always do this thing because anybody that's been in the atrium, I guess that's what you call it, of the Detroit Museum, that shit is an echo chamber. I'm gonna post up the footage. That shit is an echo chamber. You can stand in the middle and say something, and that shit will spiral up over your head, and everybody could hear you. Or you can go to one point and whisper something, and the shit will bounce off the wall exactly. And if you know the spot to stand, you can hear that person like they standing right next to you. So we get up in there and we do the Ungalea piece. Incredible. I'm going to post it up. It's going to be in the newsletter. But somebody on the line. What's up? I see Brother Shaka in the house. What's going on?
What's going on out there?
I'm chilling, man. Sipping on this ambrosia. Got to make these special blends.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I listened to the Boyce Watkins joint yesterday. Talib and the sister. And what it sounds like, it don't sound like the issue was totally the black agenda or what was on paper, but was the was what the real behavior and the treatment was. You know what I mean? It sounded like they came into the room on attack mode and solicited a response. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, you could read the original tweet. She did. She entered the whole conversation very aggressively. But the thing that I brought up last week when we spoke about it, are we in a position to continue peacefully addressing shit? Or do we have to make motherfuckers feel uncomfortable? Because right now, one of the issues that we cannot allow to happen is for motherfuckers to get this idea about reparations, get hot about it, and do it just like one of these fads that we always go through.
But see, that's the thing, Hatem. I mean, in theory, that sounds great. But can we do that without having the behavior of separatists, or is that the goal?
How does? Let me ask you a question, because let's go back to nature, and I want everybody to go with me on this. What happens when a sperm fertilizes an egg?
A sperm fertilizes an egg.
I mean, I'll get past the whole sexual part. And what is the process when that sperm hits that egg? What starts to happen?
A baby is made.
How? How's that baby made?
Nurtured in the womb.
It's a lot.
Pixie dust magic. I don't know.
He said pixie dust. Did you just say pixie dust? You suspended. Splitting. Y'all hear me? The cells start to split. They copy themselves and they split over and over and over and over and over and over, and hopefully you get the idea, because I was almost caught in the fucking psychic loop to keep on doing the over. It splits over and over and over again. This is not a peaceful process. Growth has never been a peaceful process. You don't get growth out of peace. This is one of the pieces a lot of us don't. You don't get growth or change out of peace. Why do I want to change if everything is comfortable? This is the problem that we have. We don't want to make people feel uncomfortable, whether they like us, whether they with us, or whether they are enemies. We want to set the table. We got the Jesus complex. Although a lot of us, like today, we're going to celebrate Jesus as a people, we honestly believe that we are the sacrifice to make everybody else right. And that's not healthy for our children. That's not healthy for our future. To be a sacrificial scapegoat for humanity. We can't do that shit no more. We're going to hold the peace. We got to hold it together. Even within us. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we got to fall out to really appreciate somebody. In some cases, you got to fall out to find out what somebody really feels sometimes. Because motherfuckers can play act. People been play acting on us for the last 100 years damn near. I'm 51. For about 51 years, we've been play acting.
You 51 years old,
I'm old as hell. I'm 51. You know what I'm saying? I'm a half century plus one. God damn it. And the only piece that I'm trying to get people to understand is, yeah, although this is uncomfortable, this is part of the growth. And the one thing that I salute this young lady by the name of Yvette Cornell on is having the heart to start this shit like that. You listen to some of these other, listen to some of the folks of the past. See, because I want y'all to think about this.
Okay, so wait. You talking about the sister whose voice is saying he supported, he paid $59,000.
Right. But she worked for him for about 7 years. He paid her $59,000, but she worked about 7 years. He got the receipts. Nigga, are you serious? This type of shit I'm talking about. Are you serious? How long did she work for you? And it's $59,000. So let's spread that out over the time that she was. Come on, dog. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? And that slick talk that I got receipts and all this and blah, blah, blah. Nigga, what? Come on now. But anyway, voice is a whole nother piece. But yeah, that's the sister that came at Talib Kweli, because on his piece, he said that he was for reparations, but he's not for putting reparations before anything. I mean, it's like, I'm for it, but negates everything you said before. Let's be clear on that shit. Reparations is not, you can't be reparations, but there's no time for the but. The butt has been screwed. There's no more but when it comes to reparations. And this is the point that a lot of us we got to deal with, and we got to.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Is it true what Talib was saying? Is it true that initially what got people motivated to come together or to band together in the conversation was the reparations, but what got people bouncing on the conversation was the behavior of or the representation of the ADOS?
Yeah. Think about this. Check this out. We've been in the circles where we've been hearing people whisper reparations, but we'll never get it. You know, I've been in that conversation, and I've been on that side of the conversation. Shit, that shit would be nice, but we'll never get it. And the whole reason that shit is a conversation piece is because of Breaking Brown and Tone Talks. That's the whole reason that it's part of the conversation now. They're not the originators of the conversation because people have been having a conversation, but the way that we are discussing it now is a direct result of those two young people that Talib Kweli is saying that he's at war with, and anybody that claims claimed hashtag ADOS. The only reason the discussion made it that far was because of the pressure and the shit that Yvette Cornell will do on motherfucking Twitter. Like, why should we be listening to you anyway? You know what I'm saying? She was actually nice to that nigga, because if you look at how she come at some other people, I'm sitting up here like, damn, he's very sensitive. He's a sensitive rapper. That's why he don't do that battle rap, because he would literally have to get up there and fight. I'm just saying. Sister Kim says true growth is also violent. Plants even have to break through the soil. We are made to be the sacrificial lamb and the scapegoat. That is what America had designed for us. The stepping stone for everybody else. Right? The stepping stone for everybody else. But we gonna get ours in heaven. Family, enough of that shit. And as my daughter said, miss me with that shit. Miss me. Miss me with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not on it. right? We, like I said, family, when you start having children and you looking at your children and you looking at the world that they're going into and you looking at your financial status in the world and then you looking at the financial status of those that came before you and then you actually could see actual living proof that you are the generation, we are the generation that may be doing worse than our parents. Every generation is supposed to be moving up. Our wealth is moving down. How is that? Now, I can understand if it was just me. You understand? But when I look around and I see a pattern, and I'm going to young people's houses, and I'm seeing how their parents are living, and I'm meeting their parents from the school situation, from whatever work I'm doing, and I'm looking at their situation. You know what I'm saying? Working in a school where everybody get free lunch. Do you know how, see, and I don't know if people really understand this, do you know how poor you have to be as a group in order for everybody to get free lunch? And then you talk to the children and they're like, oh, we doing good. Like, God damn. They don't know. You know what I'm saying? And it's like this illusion.
Let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Do you think it'd be better if they did?
Yes, I do. You know why?
Why?
Because as long as have you ever been in love with a girl that wasn't in love with you?
What? The story of my life.
And you do everything. You write the songs, you write the poems, because I'm an artist too, and you do all the stuff that you can to try to get this girl to be in your life, and you convinced that this is the one for you. And you're stuck on stupid, you can't see the reality, you can't see the shit she doing. And then after the spell falls off of you, you're able to reflect, and you're able to see, and you're able to wonder, why in the fuck was I in love with her like that in the first place? But you missed a lot of opportunities because you was pursuing this one, and all these other ones is just walking right by you, and you can't even see them. That's how they are, missing opportunities because they think that their families are rich or their families are doing better than they are. They are missing the opportunity to take the free time that they have as young people right now and use it to start moving themselves in a direction that would not only benefit them, but benefit us as a people.
Right.
If I don't think there's nothing wrong with me, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. That means I'm going to fuck off in school.
Let me ask you like this.
Go ahead.
When you, as the head of your household, is having financial difficulties, how much of that is your kids feel?
My kids feel all that shit. I've been letting my children know that we are broke. Let's say our cash flow is slow and low since they was born. You see, because I still have debt. I mean, I have debts of promise that I made to my older kids, and for some reason I wasn't able to fulfill that. You understand what I'm saying? I wasn't able to fulfill that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to make that mistake and make those promises to the younger ones, because I'm like, damn, I'm 40 and I'm still not able to help my daughters or to help my sons in the way that I thought I was going to be able to help them. So I have to be honest with this next generation and let them know we struggling.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? We've been joined. Yeah. We've been joined on the line with us is the magnificent Lady J. What's going on?
Lady J in the house, lady.
Hey, everyone. I put a new track on YouTube just because of you. Like, some of the stories that you tell, it needs theme music. And so I put this one out. You'll check it out. It's called Summer of 1983.
Okay, I'll go check it out. Also seen you tagged me or something about some black Republicans. Did you do that?
Said who?
Who?
We got somebody from Chicago on the line too. But go ahead.
Yeah. Where'd he go?
Who?
Doctor.
Shaka's still there, girl. Go on talk.
Doctor, did you post something on my page about Black Republic?
They used your quote
What they say?
about the Great Awakening.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's why you asked me, did I do it?
Right.
Oh, okay, I got it now. Well, we are in the midst of the Great Awakening. Thank you for that, Shaka.
All right, cool. You called in later. You got something to share, or you just listening in right now?
This is Kim.
Oh, from Chicago?
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
All right, but Lady J, you called in. What's up?
I'm listening for now.
Okay.
I've been missing you.
All right. Go ahead, Sister Kim, call in. Hit me up before something go down. Come on, because we know how that Wi-Fi is over there in Wazudugu. We're going to get you a router or something. We're going to get you a...
I was just, I need a Wi-Fi booster. But, you were talking about our situation and how we don't have money and the kids at the schools don't really realize, and the adults, they don't realize how poor we are. And Tariq Nasheed, he says because we have end trinkets.
I said for you, he call them nigga trinkets. Nigga trinkets. Trinkets. That shit hilarious, right? Niggas get a couple of nigga trinkets and they like, shit, yeah, it's going to last forever. But go ahead.
And they don't realize how poor they are. I mean, I think that's my struggle, with my own people, the people I interact with. I try to explain to them, what we don't have, the situation we in. And I've been doing this for a long time. I would say at least 30 years trying to explain to people how broke we really are. And people will shout me down and tell me we ain't broke and tell me I'm not poor when I said I know I'm poor.
And I would have been one of those doing that shit too. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I would have been, at one point in time, I'd have been one of those that have been at you about that shit. We wouldn't even been able to talk. You know, but like I said, it takes time for that shit to soak in. And it takes unfortunately, the way we are, it takes some life to experience that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like...
But it's messed up, though. It's messed up that it has taken us. You basically, from what I'm saying, most people don't realize it until all the damage has been done.
Right.
All the damage has been done. They raised their kids. The kids didn't turn out to be nothing. They don't have a place to live in. They have to find a senior citizen government housing to live in as a retirement person. They live in, from government check to government check. They can't pay for their insurance. They can't pay for their medicine. Then all of a sudden, they're saying they're poor. But when they had a job, you couldn't tell them they were poor.
Oh, credit make you look good, girl. You get a lot of trinkets on some credit, man. They give you, they give you a BOGO deal when you got credit. Go ahead. I give you 2 trinkets for 1. Go ahead, Lady J.
I'm going to say something that I've said before. I apologize. Hopefully I don't sound horrible. But something I hurt myself today. So 2 things. So some years ago I was teaching, right? And I was teaching something in ELA. And it caused me to play this song. I forget what lesson I was teaching. But I played this song by Elvis Presley, In the Ghetto.
Elvis Presley did a song called In the Ghetto?
Yes, where he talks about being poor, being raised poor, and what that was like. So when the song went off, my kids told me that Elvis Presley was a racist because they didn't feel like he should be talking about being poor or living in the ghetto. So I went, and he used the word poverty in the song, or somehow the word poverty comes up. A couple things came out of that conversation. One thing was I realized these kids living in the Linden area where at that point we were already at the beginning of gentrification, so you had a number of the homes that were vacant. This is the area with the highest crime rate in Columbus. They did not know what poverty meant. That's one. They did not know that they were in poverty. That was two.
That's true.
And they thought that only black people were poor. So they had this conception that this man couldn't talk about poverty or being poor because he was white. And because he did, he was racist. And I could not believe it. So we had this conversation because at that time I had a flip phone. I refused to purchase these expensive phones. So they all had these phones that were so much better than mine. They all had these tennis shoes that were so much more expensive than mine, right? And because they had these things, like you said, nigga trinkets, they did not know that they were poor. So I came out of that with a couple of things. I would let them know that I refuse to spend money I don't have on things I don't need, right? Need being the key word. We don't need those expensive shoes. We didn't need, and now you don't have a choice but to buy the phone. But at that point, I knew I refused to buy the phone because I knew that they were, what is it called? I'm going to miss my word. But I knew that it was playing opulent. I buy this expensive phone, and then I'm stuck in this rotation because these phones break faster and quicker and cost more to repair than the other phones did, right? So I didn't want to get in that cycle. But I was alarmed that these kids, like I said, didn't know what poverty was. So when I had to explain to them and pull up a chart to show that all of them were in poverty, which is why they was getting free lunch, right?
Oh, that break their heart.
When I had to talk.
That break their heart.
When I had to talk.
When you tell them, when you tell them that breaks their heart. They everybody in America get free lunch. Nah, dog.
Yeah. But then even pointing out the fact that about the homes in their community, that they had an issue. I'm going to fast forward. I actually got three things, but I'm going to fast forward to today. Today is Easter. People went out and spent money they didn't have on shit that they didn't need. I am not a fan of any consumer holiday. Because what people do is they go out and they spend money.
Daddy?
For what reason? I have no clue. The next thing I want to say, the last thing I just want to point out is that I say this all the time, but in the 1920s, they gave birth to a new form of slavery. The minute they start putting out that Sears catalog, the minute they start making it so that everyone, this consumer society, where we were going to purchase things from catalogs and we were going to all look the same, they were going to promote that. The minute they gave credit is the minute that they put us in poverty. That was the start of the not put us in poverty. They put us in a new form of slavery. That was the start of us buying shit that we didn't need with money that we didn't have. And we have put ourselves into a cycle of that. We stopped looking at people before. Your value in your community was based on the job that you did. After that, after the birth of that consumer society, your value in the community was based on the things that you had. So your car, your car, it was based on your vehicle you drove. They based it on your clothes. The things that you had was what held value, which is why our people don't have work. They have all of these things, capital THINGS. They have all of these things, but none of them have equity. None of them have work. None of them have value. Matter of fact, they lose their value immediately after being purchased, and you can't go pawn it. You can't, none of that. It has no equity.
That's enough, baby.
And so this is...
That's enough.
Okay, that's it.
No, I was talking to Sasha.
But that's it. That's all I had to
Yeah.
say.
So,
You didn't put cheese on
I'm sitting up trying this. This
No, I was just going to say I agree with everything you said. And my thing is, when we change our focus, like what you were saying, material things, and then we miss the idea that we're not investing in ourselves. We're spending all this time and energy getting these trinkets, but we're not investing in our relationship. We're not investing in our children. And so, in the end, we end up losing big.
very big. Very big.
And that's what I'm seeing. I'm 53. I'm a little older than Hatem, but I have friends who have kids who are grown now. And so many of my friends, their children are not functional adults. My friends are still struggling to take care of grown people who have kids.
You said grown people that got kids.
But when they were raising the kids, they could put them in the gym shoes. They could buy them the phone. They could do all that. And then you get an adult that can't function in American society.
No room for them.
What do you do then?
No room for them. So, and this is part of the argument that a lot of people have.
But, I'm sorry, Tim. One of the reasons why I think that happens to Tim is because even when the parents are buying this stuff, they never show the kids the cost of it. Right? The kids think this shit just fall out of the sky. They don't know the blood, sweat, tears that go into buying these expensive things. I'm gonna tell you, like, me and my children, we all have these iPhones, right? I have to make sure that when I pay these bills, that I let them know how much it costs really to have these phones. I just paid off some stuff, but for some time, my phone bill was as much as my car note.
Yeah.
So I had to go pay off that stuff that I took my kids with me. You feel what I'm saying? I took them with me because I want them to know that this stuff costs money. Not a little bit of money, but a lot of money. Right? So we'll be. Another thing is, okay, so one time I'm at work. This kid has on this $400 jeans. The boy failed that year, right? He got on $400 jeans, and he left. I knew they was $400 because he left the tag on them, right? So my thing is, they was getting these expensive things, but sometimes they're not getting them. Like, people steal. So if you don't know, if you don't even know the worth of these things, how could you appreciate it? How could you know what I'm saying? How could you appreciate it? My son, I had his phone. It looked like every day that he would take it up to the top floor of his school and drop it off the top thing, the top floor. That's how bad it was busted up. So I had to leave him without a phone for a while so that he could come to appreciate that phone. You know what I mean? But our kids don't get that because nobody's telling them how much this stuff costs. They just think that it comes that easy. And I tell my kids all the time, when it's your time to pay for it, you're probably not going to be able to afford it.
And they need to hear that. And we need to kind of help them see some, and need to see some of the why. You know what I'm saying? So that they can understand and get out here and get on their grind. You know what I'm saying? To help their people. I mean, because this is a people-wide thing. This is a systematic thing. But family, listen. My mama trying to call me. Y'all know it's that family eat together day. So I'm gonna have to get on up. It was a pleasure talking to y'all. I'm sorry that the volume is kind of low. I'm gonna see about possibly using my bigger speaker next time. But I'm going to have to go back and check the sound quality. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, sharing, and building. I see Lady J is hanging on because she wanted to do her final thought. So go ahead, Lady J.
Oh, you know me so well, Hakeem. I'm sorry, I got to get to it. Because I really don't remember. That's not off the dome. That is pre-scripted. But friends, family, please remember we are in the midst of the Great Awakening. Do something today. Do something every day in the name of the movement. That could be, I can't even pull it up. I can. But that could, okay.
What, you got that written down?
Yeah. Remember, we are in the midst of the Great Awakening. Today, do something that supports the movement. You read a book or an article, or write a book. Write an article detailing your story so that you can read that for the younger generation. Donate to a cause, volunteer your time or services. I tell you guys all the time, schools, rec centers, they're looking for individuals to come in and do programs to help build up the youth. You know, something around horticulture, sewing, double dutch, whatever it is, you know, bring that to the youth in a place near you, a school or rec center. Always use your social media networks to like and inform, share enlightening posts. It doesn't cost you anything, right? Sign a petition. Join a march. There is a march here in Columbus coming up on Wednesday, Columbus City Schools. Normally, I would not walk march because that's not how I participate politically. I'm more of someone who likes to boycott, right? I watch how I spend my money and who I spend it with. But this march is said to benefit our students. They're talking about what do we need in our schools to make it better for our kids. And that is why I think I will be participating on Wednesday. So that is on Wednesday that will be going on. So we invite you to come down and do that. But you can plan a peaceful protest. You can participate in a boycott like I do. The switch before each one, teach one. Let's make a productive day. Remember, united we stand, or divided we all shall fall. Thank you, Hatem.
All right, family. Yo, I want to thank you for joining us on the place where your hustle build muscle. This is the Congregation of the Mighty, and you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Come on, girl. You got to get louder than that. There we go. You sitting over there chilling, eating a sandwich. Ooh, Anna Mae, you lucky these people right here, man. This is the Heart of Simba production. This is a Heart of a Simba production, and we have just did a daily toast, and of course with the talk. I want to thank all the people that was commenting, brother Kwame. I want to thank brother Kwesi for calling in, Lady J, and of course Sister Kim for calling in. Did I miss anybody? If I missed you, it was a mistake of the heart, not of the mind, family. And of course, you know we strive to blow up your old paradigms.